Okay, starting a new series, the Golf Reflection. So today I'm gonna look into what my gameplay is and where did I play at. So today I'm playing at Changi NSRCC. So we start at back 9. So the first hole actually is the 10th hole. First off, we tee off with driver. So my ball didn't really go that well. It went to the right. So it's a mini slice. So went to the right. And then I punch it in back to safety using a semi-iron because it was under a bunch of tree, and then I followed by wedges and putts in. So this hole I think is not one of my favorite one because I usually do quite well. It's 2 on. So in this case I actually took one more step because I land on the wrong side, like among the forest. So you had to, be more safety, chip it out, and then you follow by shots. Okay. So the next one is quite okay, hole 11. So it went all the way to the left side, which is quite ideal because in this hole it's a bit of a dog leg left. So drive off and then semi-iron and followed by a chip and then that's by putts. So this hole usually I score about maybe double par or maybe a triple bogey. So did quite well for this hole. So in this series, I won't talk about it unless it's a par, okay? So it's really confidential in terms of scoring. Yeah. So I didn't get par for this hole. So hole 12. Okay, hole 12 is actually more of an interesting one. Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's really a par shot. So hole 12, based on my hole 12, let me see, hole 12. Based on hole 12, I took out 8 iron, so it's supposed to go a bit further. So it's supposed to be about 120 meter. Took out 8 irons. It didn't really go that far. Okay, so it's on the collar, so I have to use my putter to putt it in. So I got a par for this hole. So it's like 1 shot, 2 putts, although it's outside. Okay, hole 13. The next very interesting one, also got a par for this hole. So hit a driver, which is hitting about 192 meter, and then followed by a 6 iron and then 2 putts. So the 6 iron just went onto the green. I mean the collar. I remember it's a collar. So quite decent. 2 putts on that. It's a par. Okay, next one is a bit more horrendous. Okay, this one is something I need to reflect on. Now I look at it, it's like hole 15. Hold on, I need to redirect myself to hole 15. Okay, so this hole 14. So hole 14, hit a driver. It was in the fairway, but it's more on the right side. So I have a bit of mini slice. Try to add power, but now I look at it, it's like the distance didn't really have much distance. It's like 169 compared to my usual swing, which is can still land me about 180 to 190 meters. So it wasn't a good spot. So I took out the 6 iron, trying to aim towards the fairway. So somehow I mishit it. I top it, so it rolled about 75 meters in front, still quite decent. And then I hit the 6 iron. It was a decent one. It landed on quite near the bunker. It landed on the bunker, and then I just chip it out. Yeah, so followed by 3 putts. So this hole, usually I don't do that badly, but I think could have been improved in terms of the way I land my driver. So driver consistency is really important in this hole. So next one is a par hole, which I got it par. So it's hole 15, par 3. So 1 shot on the green and then followed by 2 putts. That's a par. So I hit 134 meters. I think I used 5 irons.
Clear the bunker, clear the bunker.
Okay.
Oh yes!
It was 5 or 6.
What
it
a
could
shot!
Be a 6 iron because the app didn't catch on time. Okay, next hole 16. Driver, very straight, very awesome. Followed by a mishit of the wedge. Okay, so the wedge, I think it's bladed it, so it went a bit further than expected. So I had to use a putter to putt in, but that was a horrendous one because I have 4 putts. Okay, so screwed up by the putts. Okay, that hole wasn't taking the putt seriously. Next hole 17. It's also one of the more difficult holes. Okay, I would say more interesting hole. So this hole hit 188 meters. I think I decided not to do some fancy stuff, and then I just like 2 ons. It's a par 4, very decent 2 ons. But the green and the pin was a bit difficult, so I got 3 putts. So it's like, you know, even you try. I took the second try after I in, still cannot score. Hole 17, not sure why they always make it so difficult. Okay, hole 18. Hole 18 also didn't really do that well. Hole 18, a driver ran slice. When I tried to add distance, each time I try to add distance, a bit more power in the swing, it loses the consistency, just go right. I think it's the behavior of my driver at the same time. So after that, we have to play a bit of the distance. So I took it out from the cut path and put it somewhere, and yeah, took my 5-iron. Very decent shot. It hit about 138 meters. Some people might say that 5-iron for them is like 150 or 160, but mine is about 138 based on this map. And then pitch it in somewhere because it was not safe, and then I try to lay up. So I lay up with a wedge and followed by 8 irons and it went up. Okay, so it didn't really go on the green, miscalculated. Okay, as usual, we golfer used to like to, you know, overestimate our distance due to some egos. So instead of using a 7, I choose a 8, which is a bit short from the green, which has kind of affected the shots not that well. Okay, so next one, hole number 1. So for I mentioned, the people in front was playing really slow. We had to wait for like 5 to 10 minutes for each time they played. They were quite slow. So this is a stage where the marshals started to chase us, and it kind of affected our mood. So we were like, you know, speeding up. So I hit my driver, it didn't really go that far, and I hit a 6-iron which ran really far, 141 meters in this case. It was a well struck iron, and followed by I wedge in, and then followed by a horrendous putt. I would say it's really 3 on. So for a par 4, didn't really meet GR, but you know, could have been done better if I have I landed the sandwich. Okay, I wedged in, it didn't land on the green properly, that's why it's like that. So hole number 2, once again trying some fancy move. So the driver didn't really end up very well. It landed in a very awkward position where, yeah, so I have to chip it in with a wedge. And then I used my 7-iron and followed by my gap wedge. For some reason, the approach wedge was really far. I think I bladed it, but it bladed in nicely. It landed on the green. But the putting, once again, the greens are really big, so it affected my putts. Okay, next hole 3 is a par 5. Driver wasn't that well, so what is this? It looks a bit odd. Oh, okay, driver wasn't that well, so I end up in between the trees. Instead of taking a hero shot, I took up my, let me change this iron, it should be a 7-iron. I used my 7-irons to chip it out, just for safety. I was intending to take a hero shot, but I didn't. So I chip it out, it rolls about 30 meters in front, and I hit my 7-irons nicely. It went over to the other side, and I wedged in. So yeah, followed by a putt that wasn't well done. So, but I feel that this hole was quite a good call if I were to hit iron. So this hole, most people use their woods and so on. Not very good at woods, so I use my driver to try to hit it about 170, 180 straight. But somehow it went right. It affected me, which is not that ideal. When I went up forward, supposed to wedge, I didn't wedge strongly, so it turns out to have 2 wedge, okay, which is not that great. Okay, so yeah, this hole 4, very interesting hole. Hole 4 is the hole where you try to hit towards left side, but I hit it right side by accident. I slice it. So this is the shot where I took the penalty because I lost my ball and it's in the red stake area, so +1. And from there I dropped my ball, took the 8-iron, chip it out into the fairway to be safe, followed by wedging. That's all. And yeah, putts. This hole was supposed to be good, but I think I got a not so good score. I think I got double. So if I think I didn't screw up, it would be a boogie. Well, I accidentally mentioned it, but oh well. Yeah. Hole number 5 is another nice hole, interesting hole. It did cross water, so hit it 177 meters. into the fairway, and then I hit my 7 landed nicely. Just that it could have landed on the green, but because of miscalculation, it went a bit left. It should go straight, but it went left. So because of that mistake, I need to, you know, putt it up. Yeah. Then we have hole number 6, which is a par 3. So this hole I got the bogey. Okay, sadly I got a bogey. So 5 iron struck quite well. It went quite far, but just not far enough to be on the green, and I need to chip it in. And followed by 2 putts. In normal sense, I think it's a pretty decent one because it's like 2 on, 2 putts. Not too bad on mistakes here. Which one is a par hole? Did I miss out a par hole? I think I did not miss out a par hole. Yes. Okay, so let's see the next one. Hole 7. Hole 7 was another interesting one. I hit towards the left side. So this one is really new with driver. I used to hit about quite far, about 200 meter, but not sure why this hole. Try to add a bit more distance as usual. It didn't go that far, about 160. Followed my 5 iron, which was in this hit, and then I wedge. Okay, I wedge using a wedge, and then go into quite close to the green, and I need to wedge it in, and followed by putts. This hole I think could have been done better if I struck it well. Okay, choice of club due to the choice of slopes. Hole number 8. Let me see what is this hole. Hole number 8. It's the downhill hole. Most people who play here will know that this is really a downhill hole. So if you miss it, slice, it's gone case for you. Just when I thought about slicing, I went down and it's downhill. But luckily, I struck my approach very, very well. I was trying to hit something like 8 or 9, but I decided to take A. Okay, about 52 degrees, and then it landed in a bunker, which was quite decent compared to losing the ball, because on the left side is all the grass and trees. You cannot find them. So this hole I wedge it out, and then followed by putts, which could have been better. Okay, so next one is actually a par 3, hole number 9, which is our last hole. Did a very decent shot with my 8 irons. Not sure why I chose that choice, but could have done better with 6 iron. I think I took out the 7 iron. Should have done better with a 6 iron or a 5 iron. But there's some control. It's quite straight, so I will steer at the ball and I just putt in. So this hole I got a double because of the putting and also because of the wrong choice of club. So it's very important to look into the aspect where you hit the right irons and on the green. So most of the time I feel this one, right, is due to not knowing my exact distance. When I change my swing, so as I change my swing, my distance changes as well. So based on this lesson shows that, you know, new swing does take some time. So I think if I refine this swing, it should be better, because I think my contact today, my irons are definitely better than my usual mode. So yeah, I will share more next time when I play. Each time I play, I'll do a reflection. So this reflection is like, I could have done better with the puttings. Like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. You are one step closer to lowering your handicap.